Kamala has been talking with Dana Bush at CNN and sharing what she believes her new proposals will be when she becomes president, and also talking a lot about what she's already accomplished as Vice President of the United States. The problem I have is Kamala is very excited about very little in terms of what she has accomplished as Vice President, and her proposals are garbage. In addition to that, I honestly have the hardest time watching her. It's uncomfortable. She doesn't know what she's saying most of the time. And the one time she actually knew what to say, you could tell she had memorized it very well. That's like the only time that she got her thoughts out in complete sentences without mumbling around, without looking down and looking all over. And she was able to deliver the message. And that's what she wanted you to know, is here's the message. I have it down. I'm really good at this. But she really sucks at interviewing because she really sucks at being Vice President of the United States. This is not something she's qualified to do. She's not qualified to be the Democratic nominee for President of the United States. And it's obvious. It's very obvious. She doesn't really know what she's doing. She's not capable, and she sounds like a fool. But for kicks and giggles, I think we're going to watch the section that she memorized. Let's go.
We came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America, and today we know that we have inflation at under 3%. A lot of our policies have led to the reality that America recovered faster than any wealthy nation around the world. But you are right. Prices, in particular for groceries, are still too high. The American people know it, I know it, which is why my agenda includes what we need to do to bring down the price of groceries. For example, dealing with an issue like price gouging, what we need to do to extend the child tax credit to help young families be able to take care of their children in their most formative years, what we need to do to bring down the cost of housing. My proposal includes what would be a tax credit of $25,000 for first-time home buyers, so they can just have enough to put a down payment on a home, which is part of the American dream and their aspiration, but do it in a way that allows them to actually get on the path to achieving that goal and that dream.
So you have been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to take a real quick pause right here because she did a really good job on that memorized part of her speech. She's going to talk more about some additional things, but it makes me so furious to hear her talk about how her campaign is to help the average American, to improve our lives, yada, 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 yada. And then she talks about this $25,000 credit for first-time home buyers and how exciting that is. I mean, she doesn't look excited. She actually looks pretty dead. Like, where is Kamala? What did they do to Kamala? She's not laughing. She's not cackling. She's very boring, depressed, memorized, blah. And it's not coming off well. But anyway, $25,000, had they taken the money that they have given to Ukraine for the war, had they taken all of that money and given it to American citizens, they could have housed 650,000 people, paid for their house, completely paid for housing. And that she had to fund a war that never should have happened. But she's sitting here trying to impress us, American citizens, with a $25,000 credit. Oh, and not for everybody, just for first-time home buyers and just for certain first-time home buyers. Anyway, this is ridiculous, but let's keep watching the memorized part of her speech because, it's the only time she looks even mildly confident is during this part of the speech. The interview. But again, she's not really sounding that intelligent. She just sounds memorized. Let's go.
The steps that you're talking about now, why haven't you done them already?
Well, first of all, we have...
Such a good point, Dana. Thank you. That's what I've been wondering. Your first day in office was 1,324 days ago. Yeah. Why haven't you already done these things? Let's find out what she has to say.
recover as an economy, and we have done that. I'm very proud of the work that we have done that has brought inflation down to less than 3%. The work that we have done to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Donald Trump said he was going to do a number of things, including allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. Never happened. We did it. So now, as I travel in the state of Georgia and around our country, the number of seniors that have...
Tim Walz looks really uncomfortable. Like, he looks like he doesn't even know what she's talking about. Like, he's just finally getting the update, from her. Like, here, oh, that's what she's thinking. He looks really uncomfortable. Yeah, it just goes to show you how unprepared this campaign is. They don't know what they're doing.
Benefited. I was in Nevada recently, a grandmother who showed me her receipts. And before we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 a month, she was paying hundreds of dollars, up to thousands of dollars a month for her insulin. She's not doing that any longer.
You maintain Bidenomics is a success.
I maintain that when we do the work of bringing down prescription medication for the American people, including capping the cost of the annual cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000, when we do what we did in the first year of being in office to extend the child tax credit so that we cut child poverty in America by over 50%, when we do what we have done to invest in the American people and bringing manufacturing back to the United States so that we created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, bringing business back to America, what we have done to improve the supply chain so we're not relying on foreign governments to supply American families with their basic needs, I'll say that that's good work.
Okay, first off, that's the first time in the whole interview that Kamala actually is looking at Dana for more than just a second to glance up at the end. At the end of a statement, she just is that the whole interview. She just blah, 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 blah. But this time, no, she's looking at Dana the whole time. She knows what she's saying. It's the first time she's sounding confident in this whole interview, which tells me she's memorized it. This is straight up. She spent the last several weeks preparing for this interview, and she knew she wanted to say these things. So when Dana asked the question, you maintain that Bidenomics has been a success. That was the perfect opportunity. I'm sure it was well planned that would be when Kamala would get to say everything she would want to say. Oh, why, thank you for asking. Here's what I want to say about this memorized speech that I've had memorized for several weeks. Now I'm going to just say it all. And I'm going to look at you like, again, with that puppy dog look, like kind of a half smile there. It's a little bit happier than all the other stills that I've frozen it on. But Dana does not even push back at all on any of it. Is any of it true? Is it accurate? I mean, I've heard that the manufacturing jobs is a false narrative, that it is not true. But what I'm really getting at here is Kamala's not prepared to even know how to handle it because she's just trying. They have done whatever they can to appear to look good. And then she went and she memorized that speech. And Dana doesn't even push back on it. That just is a huge red flag for me there.
More to do, but that's good work.
I want to get some clarity on where you stand on some key.
More to do, but that's good work. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And again, like I said, Dana does not even push back on her with any of that. It's like they planned having a moment where Kamala will get to say everything she would want to say. And I'm surprised. I have to admit, I'm really surprised that she asked that question. That's been my primary question. Why is Kamala not making these changes now? Why is it that she's saying she's going to? She's there right now. Why not do it now? Well, there we go. There we have it. She really doesn't plan on it.